Hi grade 4s, Miss Latanzi here. I'm just making this little video for you to help you walk through some of the questions I'm going to give you today. So today we're focusing on calculating the total. And when we hear that word total, we think, okay, we need to add two numbers together and that will give us a sum or a total. But today it's actually a little bit different. When we think of the total, when we're talking about money, we're talking about what the change is and overall how much we're spending. So for an example, I made up this question here. If the customer, right, we're pretending we're working behind the counter and a customer is giving us money and we have to give them change. So the customer is giving us $30, okay? $30. We know that. I'm being a detective. That's important. And their change, that means I'm giving them change, and their change was $4.28. So when we think of total, we go, okay, maybe I need to add those two together. That's actually not what it's asking us. It's asking what's the number in between or the difference. So if the customer is giving us $30 and we're giving them change back, we actually need to find the difference. And to find the difference, we actually need to subtract. So we're going to be using subtraction as a way to find the total. So I'm going to add my change here for 28. Okay, I have my subtraction symbol. Make it all nice and neat, line it up. Now, to do this, I know a lot of friends were having a little bit of trouble with regrouping, or as we like to call it, borrowing. Because we can't take 28 cents away from nothing. There's zeros here. We can't take that away. So what we need to do is, thinking about our place value, we actually need to borrow or regroup. So I can't take 8 away from 0. So I'm going to go borrow from this number here. But it's another 0. Can't take anything away from it. So again, I'm going to skip to the next 0. Can't take anything away from that 0. So lastly, I'm going to take something away from the 3. And that 3 actually becomes a 2. And this 0 becomes a 10. But because we're still borrowing, this 10 is going to actually turn into a 9. Now this 0 becomes a 10. But again, that one, I need to borrow one last time. That one's going to become a 9. And finally, that 0 becomes a 10. Now, once I officially borrowed as much as I can now subtract. So 8 take away from 10, I'm left with 2. And again, I'm keeping it nice and neat, right? Keeping everything lined up in its place value, keeping my decimals exactly on top of each other. 2 take away from 9, 7. Add my decimal, can't forget that. Now I have 4 take away from 9, left with 5. And there's nothing here. There's a pretend invisible 0, and I'm going to bring that 2 right back down. Okay, so this is my answer here. My total of the purchase was $25.72. Okay, that's whatever the item cost. Now the customer gave us $30 to pay for this much. And I, or you, gave them back the change, which was $4.28. And if I wanted to check my work, which I can just add 28. And if I check my work, right, this is checking my work here, I'll add those two up. Well, that looks like 2 plus 8 is 10, right? 10 again. That'll go over here. 5 plus 5, 10, and $30, right? Just to check the work. So I hope this helps a little bit when answering the question. You don't always have to check your work if you're feeling confident about your answer, but we have to remember that when we are borrowing, we need to make sure that the larger number always goes on top when we're subtracting. Okay, I hope this helps you out. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to email me or contact me, and I will continue to help you. Have a wonderful Monday.